Hey, welcome back to Pass Your Life and Health Insurance Exam podcast. I'm your host slash instructor, Biko. Hey, we have another great episode today because today we have some success stories, right? We have a testimonial. We have one of our one-on-one students from the state of California. His name is Justin. To be specific, he lives in the Bay Area, right? So, when you think about Bay Area, you think about a lot of money, right? San Francisco, the Bay Bridge, that's where all the money in California is. But anyway, so he listened to the podcast just like you guys. He listened to the podcast. He liked it, and then he reached out to me. He said, "Oh, you know what? Um, can I get one-on-one, one-on-one tutoring?" So I said, "Sure." And so we got together over about 3 days. We're able to help him. He had another exam provider that he was using. I'm not going to give them free publicity, so I'm not going to call their name. But he had another exam provider that he was using. It was, a self-study course. He was reading the material, but he felt stuck. He couldn't understand. He got some of the chapters. They have 60 pages, just reading all this stuff, almost like falling asleep. Like, oh my God, there must be a better way to this. So he reached out to me, and we're able to help him. We spent some one-on-one time training, going over core concepts, doing some practice questions, and he understood the question. He said, "Wow, this is so good. Do you guys have a course for California, like a self-study course coming up soon?" I said, "Well, I'm sorry, brother. California will probably be sometime next year." uh, but uh, but it's good to see people getting results from this, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about results. Getting that license can mean the difference between extra $20,000 a year income or even $50,000 a year income, right? So nothing else matters but getting that license. So I'm happy to help people change their lives by helping them pass their exam. So I have him here. Without taking further ado, Justin, welcome. Introduce yourself. Tell the people how we're able to help you.
Yeah, so uh I you know before I even start, one thing that I always do is I just truly thank God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for opportunities like this, because what you did is a blessing, and I think a lot more people need to come across it. So I don't think it was by accident. I think it was by design that I was able to find you and your company, because it really did help me. And yeah, and you were just asking how was the course able to help me?
Yeah.
It was absolutely amazing. So the honestly, I should have had uh more days with you, and
Mm-hmm.
I know I would have had a higher score,
Mm-hmm.
because the way that it was exactly like how you said, the life and health insurance and exam, and even probably just the life, or just probably just the health, the way that they word the things are really tricky.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that you teach is a way for you to fully understand the concept of what it is you're reading, no matter how they try to reword it, no matter how they try to, just like how cash value, the policy amount, the face amount, the death benefit, pretty much all of these things are all the same, but they sometimes give you two of those meanings in one question. So you
Mm-hmm.
thinking that it's talking about something else, or you thinking it's literally the same. So that was the biggest thing for me that I found out that really helped. But also just having so a better understanding of the course material, but also uh, believing that I can do it. I've already had that kind of motivation in me that I can do anything. But joining your course has really helped me, because it wasn't like okay, we got another guy, he's trying to pass, that it was like you gave me the truth. You told me, you was just like, I believe you can do it. If you learn this information, you're going to pass on your first try. You're going to. So I wasn't able to do more days because I already had set my test prior
Mm-hmm.
to scheduling, and I already told my manager and everything that I was going to take it on that date. So I wanted to keep my word. But definitely with your help, that also helped me pass. So it was a really big deal, and I'm very grateful.
Wow, wow, wow. It's great. It's great hearing this, man. Because as I said, we just get down to core concepts, right? Core concepts. No, don't waste your time reading all that mumbo jumbo, 200 pages, 500 pages. I mean, you don't have time. Even if you study that, you won't remember most of it anyway. So we break down the core concept because every exam will have core concepts, right? So once you understand those core concepts, then we throw in some practice questions, some real tricky practice questions to get you to, practice what you learn, right? And then of course you have the explanation. So so that's pretty much what we do. Now, let me tell you guys, our percentage now, our percentage of students with the one-on-one training who go on to pass, with Justin, now he has climbed from 95%. Listen to this, guys, is now 97.2%. Again, well, let's just say 7%. So it's gone from 95% to 97%. I mean, of course, 100% is better than 97, but I mean, 97 is very high, right? So
Very, very
97,
close.
yeah,
Yeah.
97% of students we help one-on-one go on to pass the exam first time. And our last 7 students have been all 7 in a row, all 7 passed, not a single one. So yeah, so with you now, we're up to 97% pass rate. So I'm so happy for you, brother. So guys, if you're listening, yeah, if you're listening, if you're studying again, I don't know what course provider you're using, you're feeling stuck, you're not understanding the material, give us a call. The good thing is we're available 24 hours, right? So it doesn't matter what time, morning, midnight, anytime, we're there to get on Zoom with you, tutor you, help you to understand the material and practice, practice, practice. So if you're out there and you want to pass the exam the first time and you want to have a greater than 95% chance of passing, you have our number. Yeah, our number is 202-855-6294. Again, it's 202-855-6294. I have we have our email in the description. Okay, so Justin, um, anything you want to close with, anything you want to let the people know before we call this quits?
Yeah, I would advise any and everyone to get the help that you need by all means, regardless. Like, just definitely go to Mr. Biko and his team and do whatever it takes, to get the help that you need, because it's really, really worth it. One of the things that had me stuck on a few questions that I failed was I took so the one of the courses that I took in order to take this exam, it had a final exam simulators.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can take those repetitively as many times as you want to once you get to that point, and it really does help you. But some of the questions are asked so differently and so tricky on the exam that even if you kind of like try to memorize answers
Mm-hmm.
and go about it, if you fully don't understand the concept, you still might get that question wrong. You might be like, so doing it that way also did help me if you're in a rush like I am, but also, you might be able, some answers you might be able to take out because it's multiple choice. You might be able to take out 2, but then you still got 2 left. So it's just better to go through Mr. Biko and his team and get training on fully understanding everything in what you're reading, because I did pass the exam. Mr. Biko did help me out a lot, but I also was very rushed and pressed on time.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't, if I had to redo it, I would have signed up with Mr. Biko, a couple months ago, made sure I had a full month or 2 months of understanding everything, and I guarantee I would have aced the exam. So I still passed it. I'm grateful. But if you want to do it to where you have a full understanding, then it's better to just choose Mr. Biko and his team. So yeah, that's you guys really did help me out a lot, and I'm forever grateful. So thank you so much.
All right, Justin, thank you very much. And let me just put this another step. Over 85% of our students, no, about 80% of our students, right, score at least 85% or higher on the exam. Let me repeat that. about 80% of the students we teach, one-on-one score at least at a minimum 85% on the exam, right? Again, a pass is a pass, so 70 is still a pass, right? But it just tells you how well we prepare our students. When we say you're ready to pass, it's like the only time you're going to feel is maybe you fall asleep in the exam center.
And I almost did that too. That
Oh,
exam
you
was
almost
going.
fell asleep.
I almost fell asleep. I was nodding. And then too, one practice tip that might help somebody when you taking it. If you're taking it remotely and you're doing it off a computer, like how I was doing it. So the way that I studied for the exam when I was going over questions, I would say them out loud to get it stuck in my head. I would read the question out loud on my computer and then pick the multiple choice answer, and immediately off of my exam simulator I was taking, it would tell me the answer. So I'd read it out loud because I want to hear it. I want to get it stuck in my head. Well, when you take the exam remotely, you can't read it out loud. They'll fail you because they think that you might be reading it to somebody in the room and that person is giving you the answer. So that completely like threw me off for like the first 20 questions. I was so used to like hearing it in my head. So it's like, little things like that. Like, I don't know if it'll make a difference to anybody else, but the way that you're going to take the test is the way that you want to study. And the best way is actually knowing the information in the material, which is, going through your class and your courses. So that's what I suggest to everybody. And he didn't pay Mr. I'm not being paid to do this. I'm not being,
of course, it's free.
yeah. Mr. Biko didn't pay me to tell y'all this. I'm really telling y'all because I really care, because I know what it's like to prepare for the exam and hope you pass. So yeah, God bless everybody.
All right. So that's it. So Justin, I look forward to having you come back here in a few months to talk about how much money you made, how much paper you're able to get.
Maybe after 1 month, I can tell you how many families I helped protected and how much money I made off of that.
Yeah. So that's it. But it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having you. It was a pleasure helping you, and I hope just spread the word out there, and let's help a lot of people. Okay. So thank you very much, brother, and wish you great success in your newfound career, because this is not a job. This is a newfound career. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So peace, brother.
All right, man.